Ooh, it's unboxing time. Hooray! I love these things. And this time, it's the AirMini that's getting the unboxing treatment. As always, I'm gonna unbox everything, give you a rundown on all the components and how you put them together for your first night of sleep, and then make sure that you're connected to the app so that you can track your sleep data and get ongoing feedback for yourself. Follow along, and by the end of this video, you'll have everything prepped and ready for that trip or long overdue vacation. Won't that be nice? Well, hi there, I'm Ruben from RespShop. We're a long-standing online CPAP supplier that has served over 1 million customers based in Redmond, Washington. We also love to educate people on everything CPAP via our YouTube channel and social media presence on Instagram and Facebook. So subscribe and connect to stay up to date. Thanks very much. All right, so you've got yourself, or you're thinking about getting, an AirMini. Excellent choice. The AirMini is a long-time favorite for CPAP users when traveling and is the market leader for travel CPAPs. It's not perfect by a long shot, and we've done some videos reviewing and commenting on some of its quirks. You can watch those later and I'll link them in the description below. But for you, for now, the most important thing is to get it unboxed, set up, and working. Now, one of those quirks of this unit is that it has a proprietary connection point for the tubing. So it's likely that you bought a fit pack or a mask pack to go with your AirMini. If not, you'll need one, as your standard tubing won't fit to the unit unless you buy an adapter. And even then, you won't be able to take advantage of ResMed's humidification system on the AirMini. For this unboxing, I'm going to assume that you also got an AirMini mask with it, so I can show you how to set those up. Today, I'm going to be using the P10 mask kit. If you plan to do that later, you can skip that step for now. All right, so let's get unboxing. Wonder what's in here. Small little power unit, very nice. This is cool. And that's everything that comes in the machine box. I'm gonna stick this to the side for now, and we'll move on to our mask kit. This is a great mask, nice and small, minimalist, love it. This is that proprietary tubing, couple of Humidex packs, we'll get onto that. Also documentation, last but not least on the P10, some spare clips. Right then, the AirMini device is the main unit and everything is gonna plug into it. So we're gonna start off by connecting the plug either to a wall socket or to a travel battery if you have one. Batteries do need to be purchased separately, but they're a must-have for off-the-grid traveling. You can also get ResMed's DC converter and plug that into your car's cigarette lighter. Again, this would need to be purchased separately. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this guy in. Then you're going to plug this side of the power cord above the opening of the air connector right here. You'll see the yellow line goes in with the yellow line. I'm gonna stick that like this, and here looks my favorite bit. Ooh, it's like a little glow. It's the little things for me. So now your machine has power, push the AirMini tubing into the air outlet just below the power socket. Like I said, the AirMini has an outlet that by default will only let you plug in their own AirMini proprietary tubing, which you then need to use with a specifically designed AirMini mask from their range. I have the P10. The reason for this is that the AirMini has no humidifier, and instead it uses Humidex filters, which are these little guys here. Now the Humidex filters come in two varieties. You've got the Humidex, and then you've got the Humidex Plus. The Humidex Plus filters provide greater humidification in dry climates. The unit ships with the standard Humidex filters, but you can purchase more of whatever you need on RespShop.com. And we offer a subscribe and save option as well if you travel regularly. Now these filters are designed to keep the AirMini travel friendly by not having a bulky humidification system. Instead, the Humidex filters recycle the heat and moisture from the air that you breathe out back into the air that you breathe in, while flushing away the carbon dioxide. It does a pretty good job of keeping the air moist and warm, so I recommend using them as a humidifier substitute. So we're gonna set it up. I'm gonna open up this Humidex capsule, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to place the Humidex capsule with the blue or the gray colored side of the ring facing downwards into the tube. If you don't have one, or you don't want one of these humidifier tablets, then just skip this step. We're gonna put it in and rotate it, and you'll feel it kind of grab it and settle. There you go, like so. Now I mentioned earlier that it is possible to use your own mask that isn't one of these AirMini style ones. You can do that by purchasing an adapter, looks like this, which will convert the proprietary AirMini converter into a standard tubing. So you can just attach regular tubing to the end of this and use your normal mask. But if you do go that route, just be aware that you then cannot use a Humid-X system. But there are generic humidification filters that you can buy on RespShop that will work for that setup as well. Now, once a cartridge has been put into the chamber, or even if not, then you need to attach your AirMini mask to the tubing by twisting it at the end of the short mask tube like so, until the chamber is locked into place. Give it a little shake and make sure everything sits in there tight. The other two things that are included are your user manual, which you should put somewhere safe for future reference, and the travel pouch, which is helpful for slipping your AirMini into when you're taking it on planes or just keeping those ports dust-free while it's in your suitcase or bag. Now, I actually bought a hard case for mine for extra protection. Again, I'll leave a link to this and all the other accessories that I've talked about in the description below. But for now, put your case somewhere ready for when you might need it. And that's everything physically set up and ready to go. There's a couple extra bits of documentation in your mask kit or spare clips, like I mentioned before. Again, just keep them somewhere nearby. As you can see, this whole setup is very small and simple, just what you need for traveling. But we still do need to get the software side running. And to do that, you're going to need a smartphone. I'm going to turn the camera around here and we're going to set up this app together so you can get ready for your first night of sleep. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do is download the AirMini app from your phone's App Store. This is Google Play for Android devices and the App Store for iPhones. In either case, the app is free to download. So I'm just going to go in here, search AirMini. And as I start to type AirMini by ResMed, you can just click on that. Make sure it's the legitimate one, hit download. Once it's downloaded, press open. I'm going to allow it to find Bluetooth devices. This gets connected via Bluetooth. I'm going to accept terms and conditions, hit continue. Now, when you reach this point, you'll want to connect your phone with your device. And to do this, make sure Bluetooth is enabled on your phone. The app's then going to tell you to push the Bluetooth button on the AirMini unit, which is located just below the big on-off button. Now, after a single press, the light will begin to pulse and show you that it's ready to connect to a new phone. So go back to your app on your phone and press connect. It can take a while, but then a list of Bluetooth devices will then appear. Your new AirMini should be on that list. Tap its name to begin the connection process. As this is a new unboxed unit, this will be the first time you've connected it to your phone, so the app is going to ask you for a 4-digit code to authenticate the device. Now, that code can be found on the back of your unit just above the QR code. Now, you won't need to repeat this authentication process again. And if for any reason you're feeling lazy, you can scan the code directly in the app. But 4-digit codes, I think I can manage that. Now, because the AirMini has no screen, any changes that you make to it other than turning it on or off using the big on-off button, you need to be doing that via the app. Also, your sleep data is stored internally on the AirMini, and it can only be viewed by using the app. As this is an unboxing and getting set up video, I'm not going to explain sleep data and setting changes here. We've done a video on everything you need to know about that already, which I'll leave a link to in the description. And I'm going to hit get started on my phone. Now, the app is then going to prompt you some questions about your mask type and your therapy. So we're going to go ahead and answer that. You'll obviously put in the answers that are correct for you. So for me, I'm using the P10, which is a nasal pillow mask. Oh, it's the only one here. So we'll select that, press continue. It's then going to tell me how to set the mask up, which we've already done. So I'm just going to go ahead, next, next, next. Let's go.
Before you begin, ensure your mask is on. Just breathe in and out as you normally would.
Now you can hear in the background the very smooth voice of Mrs. ResMed telling me what to do. I don't really want to hear that. I'm going to turn off this test drive and hit OK, but feel free to put that on. It might actually help you fall asleep. After you exit the test drive, the app's going to send you to the dashboard. Now, we suggest using the machine with the settings on auto and turned on, which is how it comes out of the box for you. And your supplier should have already installed your therapy settings on your unit, as you can't change those easily from the app unless you know what you're doing. Again, see a video linked in the description below if you do need to do that. But something that's worth knowing, even for your first night of sleep, is that you can turn on and off your AirMini using the app. To do this, make sure you're on the sleep tab and you'll see a big start button on there. And guess what happens when you tap that? Yep, the machine's going to start up and begin your therapy. You can hear the airflow. Alternatively, we can do this manually by pushing the button on top of the unit. So you now have everything you need for your first night's sleep using your new AirMini. Nice, and congratulations. Remember, we have lots more informational videos about the AirMini on our channel, including one on how to reduce the noise that it makes if you're finding that to be an issue. Also, if you didn't get a mask with your machine, you can grab one from RespShop and benefit from our 30-day mask guarantee, which means you can return it within 30 days for a full store credit. And if you didn't get Humidex filters or you need more, we offer those too with discounts for subscriptions. In any case, everything is now out of the box and ready to go, so you can plug in and sleep tight. Safe travels, everyone.